My God, it's so hot today. Honest to God. So hot. I was released from work early today because no one was coming in to buy anything. But I'm now sitting here with my fan on, just trying to stay cool. Curtains closed. It's just, I cannot stand it. It's unbearable. Why the few people that did come out today came out, I do not know. There's no way I would risk getting caught in traffic in this weather at all. Anyway, so today, which could be a little tricky, I've got my fan on right beside me and it's blowing the wall. Anyway, today I'm going to do some work on this piece here and try and get it ready for the shop. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I never know what I'm going to do with them, and they all end up well, all turn out good, so I'm just going to go with it. For my needle felting, I've tried all sorts of needles. There's different ones. There's triangular, spiral, reverse, and something else, I think. And I don't really use them based on the shape. I've just experimented with some, and I use needles that came from Heidi Feathers, so they've got the colour bits on the top, which, incidentally, rub off eventually, so that leaves me a bit stuck afterwards. But anyway, my favourites so far seem to have been the sort of light blue colour and the red one. So today I'm going to be using the light blue one because I've been using that one from the get-go, and I don't know, I just like it. It does what it needs to do, and so I stick with it. Although perhaps not with this one, because that is a little bit on the bent side. Honestly. Let's get rid of that one. I'm not going to throw it away because I could still use it. And I hate throwing things away if there's still use in them. Anyway, so today I am going to start, I think, because I don't really know what to do on this picture yet, but I do know I want to define this sun a bit more. So I need to put a blend together because I don't want, well, basically I've got this colour orange and I've got this colour orange. And I don't want either of them, but a mix of the two might be good. So I'm going to blend them, and I'll just show you how I go about doing that. So these are the roving tops that I mentioned in my last video, and if I can unravel it nicely, I might be able to show you, if the camera will focus, that they are like straight little fibres. And with these ones, they just pull really easily like this. Whereas the carded ones that I showed you yesterday, I've got more examples in here, because I should be using some of these colours as well. This is carded wool, and it's just like a big pile of mess. And that pulls away quite well as well. And you can just see the mess that is the carded wool. The roving, if I was to try and pull it like this, it's really, really hard. You have to have your hands away, and then it just pulls really nicely. Anyway, to do my blend, I have just pulled 2 pieces of the orange wool like this, and I want to keep them really straight like that on my mat. And then I want to pull another couple from here. And then I'm just going to lay them. I might have to move my fan away a little bit because it literally is blowing on the thing. So if you see the wool here, I'm just going to lay the new colour on top of the colour, the darker orange. And I'm just going to lay another one down there. So I've literally got 50% of each colour. The lighter colour laying on top of the darker colour. Like so. And then I'm just going to blend them by just gently pulling them, laying it back on top of itself, pulling it, laying it back on top of itself, pulling it, laying it back on top of itself, etc. Now, I'm blending half and half because I just basically want a lighter version, really, of the darker orange colour. So I'm just going to keep doing this, which is a little bit trickier today because of the fan. Although I have to have the fan on. I was sweating buckets just now. It's actually 27.5 degrees in my front room. I've had my curtains shut all day while I've been at work to stop the sun penetrating the glass, making it like a greenhouse. And still it's 27.5 degrees. Anyway, as usual, I digress. I'm just going to keep doing that. And then I'm trying to keep the fibres as straight as I can as I do it. So I literally lay it over the top, nice and straight, and try and keep all the fibres as they were. Sometimes I just literally tip it on its upside down like that. I don't know why. I don't know if it makes a big difference, but in my world, I just assume it might melt it a bit quicker. Melt it. See, it's on my brain. Mix it. Anyway, as you can see, hopefully, it's a slightly darker colour than the one we started with, but almost certainly lighter than this one. And I think that's possibly a good blend for me to use. So I'm going to use that on my picture, and I just basically want to go around the outside of the sun just to try and define it a little bit, because at the moment with the wet felting that I did, it's a little bit out of shape to say the least. So yes, I have in fact managed to make it a little bit more defined. It's more circle-like, but I don't like it. So yeah, I'm just gonna experiment a little bit and just see what's what. Immediately I've laid that down, and because it's roving, it's literally made the lines, and I'm just wondering if I'm making do with what I've got basically, and I haven't got any of the orange carded, which now in hindsight I might have preferred. So I'm just going to try and work out if I've got any more sort of yellows that I can lay on top of that a little bit. I have also, I might add, just started using this foam mat that I'd never used before, and it's bizarre. I don't know if I like it or not. It just seems, it's like the needle penetrates further into it than my previous mat, which is probably a good thing. But I'm just not convinced that I like it, but we'll see. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do, in fact, is just felt all over this picture. I don't really want to lose the softness of it from the wet felting, but I do feel like there's parts of it that I haven't really taken as well as they probably should have done. So I'm just going to felt all over it and then really crack on with details and stuff, I think. There is something so satisfying about stabbing this wool. I just find it so relaxing. And if you see me slouching, tell me. I've got to start sitting up straight. I've become such a slouch. But yeah, there's something so satisfying. It's like you get bits that are quite puffy, like this bit. And I just love to flatten it. I just find it so relaxing. And it's almost like with this, like it's doing it now, the more, as I'm flattening it, and the picture's becoming that much more sort of defined, it's taking on a whole new look. And I love that as well. Plus I love the sound. Funny, isn't it? I don't know if you can see. Can you see how that's really flat now and this bit's sort of still raised? Oh, it's not for much longer. This was a good idea. I'm glad I decided to do this. Flattening. Why can't I say that word? Flattening it is actually working wonders. And have I told you how hot it is today? My God. Honestly, I do also laugh at us Brits because it's just like we're never happy. I mean, I don't like the heat, and I am not one of those people that's been moaning about the weather and, oh, when are we going to get the heat? When are we going to get the good days? Oh, no. That is not me. I don't like the heat. And so I have no guilt whatsoever in being constantly moaning about the fact that it is too hot. But it is too hot. I mean, you just can't get away with it. I've got a fan next to me that is just literally blowing around hot air, in all honesty. But it's ever so slightly cooler hot air than just sitting here with nothing happening. I ate my tea just now and I was sweating buckets. It's ridiculous. I'll tell you what, I ate a hot tea, which is not something I'd normally do. I'd normally opt for a salad on days like today. But I haven't got any salad. I just had a bit of meat, beef, an onion in the fridge, some herbage in the cupboard. So I did what I do most nights now and asked ChatGPT for a recipe, because I now have the Ninja 9-in-1 multi-cooker, which I think I told you I bought with money that I had for my birthday. And what an amazing bit of kit that is. Now, I am no chef. Oh, no. My sister is. She's really good. Me, no. But that thing is turning me into one. I mean, it's not. It's doing all the hard work. But the food I'm eating tastes like I bought it in a restaurant, in my opinion. I mean, I had this garlic chicken something yesterday, and it could not have been easier to make. It was literally sauteing some sliced up onions with whatever herbage, paprika, salt, pepper, etc. I had in my cupboard, making them all nice and soft. Oh, prior to that, searing my chicken, putting it all back together again, letting it do its thing, and then at the very end, take the chicken out, put in some double cream. Hey presto, you got a beautiful thick sauce, and it was absolutely delicious. I mean, can't remember the last time I used my cooker now. So easy. And to be fair, I'm actually enjoying cooking. So I never anticipated that. It's a bit like I've got the soup maker, which I had at one Christmas. And in the winter, I get in from work, throw a few veggies in it, go up and have a shower, come down, and I've got soup ready waiting for me. I mean, you know, I'm no advocate for the Ninja. They don't sponsor me or nothing, obviously. I have 13 subscribers. But I've got to say, those two pieces of equipment are brilliant. Do you know, this is really... I don't know if you'll see the difference. See where I'm felting it down? So it's becoming flatter, but also more defined. I mean, if I show you the sky now, and then I'll show you the sky when I've flattened it. So there's the sky. And in a minute I will flatten it and I will show you what it looks like. And you may or may not be able to see the difference. But yes, I think if we continue to have weather like this, there's going to have to be some sort of thing created whereby we're going to have air conditioning. So people can at least get out the heat. Either that or the Asda fridge / freezer section is going to be full of people just going there and standing there trying to cool down, because let's face it, it's always rather chilly in the fridge / freezer department in the supermarket. So what else can I tell you? Oh, I have got something incredibly exciting to tell you, but it's a bit of a long story, so I'm just going to leave you hanging with it. But let me just tell you that a Eurofighter Typhoon jet waved at me the other day. Oh yes, it did. And it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. One that I shall never forget. They were doing a military action exercise thing. And oh my God, the roar of that plane. It was amazing. I love all that. I love the jets, I love the red arrows, I love the Chinooks. Quite lucky because the Chinooks refuel near me. And if I hear them coming in, I have been known to go and stand and watch. And when they take off again, that whoosh of, air is quite something and very exciting. I haven't done that for a long time now. I feel like there's only so many times you can do it, really. You're not supposed to. It's not like they want loads of people doing it. I haven't done it for a while, but I love it. Anyways, this is flattening very nicely. And this is what I mean about needle felting. It does take time. And for some, it takes patience, especially when things go wrong. I mean, there's a few things I've done where I've spent, I've spent an afternoon working on something and it hasn't quite gone to plan. And I thought, oh, that's a waste of time and a waste of wool. But to be fair, I have pretty much either brought it back to life or just put it down to experience and moved on. Knowing that if I wanted to, I could do something with it again later on in another day. But I haven't experimented with great big pieces. Obviously, the meerkat was a project. And I've got another project to do from the same lady. And it's of a deer. So I'm looking forward to getting on with that one. But at the moment, priority is these pictures because they're selling. And that's just amazing. So I'm just hoping that my imagination keeps providing pictures. I mean, I say my imagination. I have been taking photos of the countryside around here. And I've been using them for inspiration for some of the pictures. But this one's right out of my head. So that in itself is brilliant because I just don't really have... I find it really hard to picture things in my mind and then relay them on paper. And this isn't because I pictured it in my mind. It's more my brain going, well, wouldn't it be nice to have some green fields there and a sun there? It's not a picture that I've formed in my head that I'm copying. And that's why I really, normally, especially with my art, I've always had to seek reference photos to draw from. I can't just draw from my own mind, which is a bit annoying sometimes. Satisfying, is it not? Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. I'm going to keep saying it. I just love it. I just love it. I have a clover pen, I think it's called, which has got 3 needles in it and would actually make this whole job so much quicker. But I would take no satisfaction out of it. I really enjoy just using my one needle and just working away like I am. So yes, do we have new needle felters here? If so, what have you been making? What's your experience of needle felting? Are you enjoying it? Is it a new passion that you just know you're not going to be able to not do some of? Let's say that in English. Has it become a new love of yours? Do you find it as therapeutic and relaxing as I do? I'd love to know. This is quite therapeutic, just Gently pulling it. I don't know if you can see just the fibres. Nice. Another relaxing, enjoyable thing to do with needle felting. I think I've actually also got to take back what I said about this mat, because now I'm quite enjoying using it. The needle goes into it really easily. And do you know what I'm thinking as I do this? I'm thinking I really need to go and cut that grass. My grass has got so long. This is my problem. My brain never shuts up. It's always thinking, it's always doing, which is why I like this needle felting, because actually, even though it hasn't shut it up at the moment, because I'm already thinking about the fact I should be in the garden doing the grass and all the many millions like hoovering upstairs and painting the bathroom and all these jobs that I have got to do as I sit here doing this one, which in my world takes priority because I'm trying to start a little business here with my needle. Well, that's a lie. I have a little business. I've got my Jago's Art one. I'm trying to pivot and change direction. Still do my art, very much so, but just with a whole new media. But I will go and do the grass. I will do it. But what time is it? It's only... See, my brain's tricking me. For a minute, I expected to look down and see that it said 8 o'clock. Because having been home for a few hours normally from work, it would be about 8 o'clock. Well, in fact, it would probably be getting on for 9 o'clock. But no, it's only 5:30. I've got all the time in the world to cut the grass. This fan is now doing quite a nice job of keeping me cool. I do no longer have sweat buds dripping off my nose. And that's a very big plus. Not going to add that on the sales label, am I? Needle felted with love and a bit of, human sweat, which is actually present in the fields of this picture. That would be disastrous. And is not actually present in the fields of this picture, she says very quickly, pointing out. Well, not much more to do on the sky. And I feel like then we'll have a better idea of what we want to do with this picture. Do you know what I've also discovered? Is that I'm equally as good with this in my left hand. That's probably a lie. If I had to do a fine line, I probably would not be equally as good in my left hand. But I am able to see where I want to put the needle, and the needle goes into that point that I am focusing in on. So that's quite exciting. I often wonder if naturally I would have been left-handed, because I've broken my wrist twice, and both times it's been my left wrist. And they do reckon that if you fall, which is how I broke my wrist twice, they reckon if you fall, you always put your dominant hand down to stop yourself. So it's very interesting to me that I never put my right hand down. But alas, we will not know. The problem I find when I use my left hand is that it tires an awful lot quicker than my right hand, for obvious reasons. Yes, this is looking all right, I think. Let's get this little area over here done. And then you can give me your opinions. What would you do if this was your piece? What improvements would you make? How many of you out there would have got bored completely and utterly by now doing this? Is there any of you that have never given needle felting a go, but you'd like to? If that's the case, why haven't you? What's your reasons? Are you scared of it? Is it the expense? I mean, that is one of the other... God, there's so many good things about needle felting. One of the other good things about it is that it is not an expensive hobby. Not to get going. I mean, the wool, like the core wool especially, the white wool here that I made the background, and like I showed you the hair sculpture on my last video, it's like £3 for a bag, and it's quite a big bag. I think it's £3-ish, thereabouts. And the coloured wool is not horrendous, Once you've got your needles, which aren't horrendous, you've got your mat, which you can get on Amazon relatively cheaply. I mean, I made a video, one of my first videos, when I was initially trying to make this channel something I thought, you know, would make it do well, rather than just being me in it, which is what you are now getting. I did do a video on how you could start needle felting from as little as £12.97, I think it was. And you know, that's true. You can give it a go, see if you like it. You'll love it. I mean, you know, I can't imagine that you wouldn't. It'd be interesting to see over the years how popular needle felting becomes and how big a following it suddenly gets. Or whether, because of the fact that, you know, it does take a bit more time, so it's a bit repetitive, and some people don't have the patience to wait for the final result. They want, you know, they want it here and now. Does that mean that it won't ever take off in a massive way? In a way, I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't become oversaturated like the crochet market has. I quite like that it isn't. Here we are, all felted down. What do we think? Can you see the difference in the sky and everything? And what would you do? What would you do next? Well, I need to do a bit more work on the sun. I need to define this path. I need to add in some like hedges and banking. Could put a sheep in it. I could put a bird in it. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but the base of it, this, like, what would we say, stage 1, it's not looking horrendous. I like it. And now I just have to have a little think about how I'm going to improve it and what I'm going to add to it. A bit of stitching maybe. I'd really love to use a sewing machine. My mum got me one like 15, 20 years ago, and I've used it once. Back then, basically, never. It's been literally in my cupboard ever since. But I'd quite like to do some free motion embroidery on it, which I've seen. It's Moy somebody. There's a lady in Scotland that does it, or did it first, or something, and it's really effective. So I did get a free motion foot for it. I have no idea what to do with it, and I'm not going to experiment with that now. But basically, the idea is I could maybe have a fence or some flowers or what have you, and use the sewing machine for that. But if I was going to do anything on this one, it would probably be with a needle and thread, to be fair. But yes, I don't really want to keep you much longer. I feel like I've kept you for ages, and I hadn't really intended to do so. I just thought I'd video a little bit here to make a little video for you. And I seem to have spent most of the time just felting this one down. But I'm glad I did, because I like how it's looking, and it perhaps has given me a little bit more idea now as to where I want to go with it. So yeah, I'm just going to spend a bit of time looking at it and taking it all in and just seeing what sort of stuff my brain comes up with, if anything. I hope it does. And I will show you how we've progressed with this one in the next video, no doubt, unless it all went horribly wrong. But I hope not, because, you know, we've got to get them in the shop, haven't we? Anyway, thanks so much for joining me and keeping me company while I did that. I am beginning to wonder whether or not I should, in fact, go and cut the grass. So I might just quickly go and do it, and then it will be released from my brain and I can focus on what I want to actually focus on. So take care of you, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. All right then. Take care. Bye.